think I can do this. And
what?
He'll like put the book down, and it's like he tries to hold it in his hand, but right as he's getting his position to hold his hand, he like accidentally lets it go.
The books behind you go up. Some of the shelves catch fire.
No.
Oh no! Try it. Oh God. Look for like a blanket or something.
He will immediately look for the closest blanket or any type of clothing, or he'll even try to stomp out the fire.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to leave you two trying to put out this fire in the library for just a second.
Why, hello and welcome to Link's Tome of Adventures. We see you in the audience there, Tori. Welcome in. Good to have you all with us. I see you there too, Megan. Thanks for lurking. Oh, yeah, we are going to be doing a little bit of an interlude tonight because, of course, our lovely and dear friend Aaron is off on a lovely adventure with family to the wilds of Alaska. So we will see them back here in a couple of weeks, but in the meantime, we're going to explore some of our backstories a little deeper. But before I get too far into that and say all the words Link doesn't want me to say, let's do a land acknowledgement, because today the tome is streaming to you from the traditional and ancestral territory of the Musqueam people. It is a privilege and pleasure to work, play, and create on these beautiful lands. And remember, if you want to find more about the stolen lands that you inhabit, please go to native-land.ca and give yourself a quick education. It doesn't take much time. It's really interactive. It's a wonderful map. I hope you enjoy that. But the rest of the cast is with me here too, so why don't we jump over to Irving? Why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I am Irving, or Loki in the Tome. I am playing Lokemos and tonight, and you can find me at www.blackdragons7592, where I am releasing a comic book. We actually just released a little bit of a preview about an hour ago. So if you want to go see what that's going to be about, go ahead and give us a like, follow, and subscribe. And I'll pass it off to... who's next?
I'll go ahead. I'm Amy. Hi, everybody. I'm Amy. I play Clover Honeyroot. I can be found right here on Twitch at Dancing Gnome. I also help produce some really great content with my husband right down here below, Trey.
That pass on.
Take it away, babe.
Gotcha. I'm Trey. I'm the husband. I am playing Dragovar, who is a dwarven monk of ill repute, and I can be found on Instagram at Blue Muse Creations. Various other projects that Amy is involved with as well coming through there, so keep an eye on it. Alex? Oh gosh,
Can't hear you.
Can't hear him.
Oh, no.
Oh no!
I can't hear you.
Here we go.
I also turned my push to talk on and then forgot to use it. My bad. Hello, I'm Alex. I play Marius Raventree in this campaign, and I can be found right here at the tome, lurking pretty much constantly.
Excellent.
And I'll pass it back to Sam.
Oh, hi there. I'm Sam. You can also find me as Tome Weaver at the Tome.
Your turn.
It's the push to talk. It's the thing. You got to push the button, and then you can talk. If you don't push the
You
button,
do the thing.
see,
What?
just like that. We'll get there. Hi, I'm Sam. You can also find me as Tome Weaver anywhere that social media exists, which is everywhere these days. Tonight I'll be playing the wacky, zany himbo paladin, your friend and mine, Elarion, who's a half elf, by the way. Who likes to dangle things in people's faces. You know it's true. It's all up to you now, Link. Goodbye.
Thanks so much for that, Sam. We love you. Hi, I'm Link from Link's Home of Adventure. The link got a ton of fun stuff for everyone tonight, but definitely come and check out all the fun happenings we have at the Tome. We've got a bunch of new games and all sorts of stuff, and yeah, so that is that. But tonight we're going to be kind of drifting back in time, because the last time we saw our family members, they had just gotten to the ruined Raventree Manor building proper. After exploring the training hall and a little bit of Elarion's history, they finally managed to get their way inside the building. We are going to leave them there for the time being, and we are going to travel back, all the way back in time, about 25 years, to something that, a very momentous event that took place, the memorial celebration that took place. And so, without further ado, your lovely archivist, tome keeper would like to say some things and set the tone as we travel all the way back to the night that changed the Raventree family.
Ooh. Very excited.
Good evening. Tonight, we will remember death. Death is a very solemn topic, one that is intrinsically human. When one of our own dies, we gather, and we dress in black, we light candles, we whisper prayers to beings we hope are listening to us in the skies. And we call it a ceremony, a ritual, and a way to say goodbye. But it's never really goodbye, is it? The grief clings. It seeps into the walls around you, hides between the pages of lost letters, rests in the places we spent the most time together. You see, death may take the body, but memory holds the weight. It is our ceremonies that give shape to our sorrow. It tells us when to speak, when to cry, and when we can let go. But what happens to those who don't? Of the mourners who return year after year, repeating their rites like clockwork, as if they might summon what they've lost back into the world. They stand frozen in that moment eternally, like an unwound clock. Are they really seeking closure? Or perhaps something else? Tonight, the family will gather to mourn the loss of one of their own. Someone who in many ways held the manor together. Yolanda Raventree, the wife to Darius, was the face of Raventree, the estate, and the very successful mercantile business for decades. And while she didn't directly touch the lives of all of the family members we know and love, her influence certainly did. So gather around, my dear guests and partygoers, tonight, for the ballroom is dressed and dinner is almost ready. Let us enjoy the festivities while the family navigates the night, hopefully successfully. Keep your ears open, though, everyone. There will be many visiting nobles and dignitaries tonight in attendance. Who knows what sort of secrets we shall overhear? So let us light the candle, begin the ritual, and let us remember those who could not stay. All right, so it is early in the evening. It's probably about 6 o'clock. The guests are going to be here soon, Dragovar, and you are nicely dressed in a clean shirt, left a little unbuttoned, with a suit jacket emblazoned with the Raventree crest on the lapel. It's just a size too small for you, but it was the best you could get on such short notice. And you are making your way down one of the hallways carrying a tray of hors d'oeuvres towards the ballroom. As you make your way along, all around you, there are guests, early guests, but mostly servants who are buzzing about the hallway, left, right, and center, trying to get towels and napkins and all sorts of things where they need to be. There is a young maid who crashes in the middle of the hallway with a tray full of silver, going to set the table that she hastily tries to pick up and clean off with her apron as best she can. Nearby, there are a couple older looking folk, both human, a man and a woman, who are dressed in their finest regalia, who are standing and gossiping over this poor girl. You are here tonight to gather as much information as you can on the family. You can't remember why, but you remember this night well. What's going through your head?
Dragovar is trying to fit in, trying to blend in without standing out of the party, trying to be low-key, and as he carries this tray of hors d'oeuvres and rich fancy folk reach over and pick things off of it, he sort of does everything he can to try and minimize his interaction without giving away his ruse. He's looking around, he's listening to gossip and such things, and he'll position himself in corners of the room or anywhere else that the hired help might be likely to be, so that he can eavesdrop as much as he can.
Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Mm-hmm. It's a 4.
There's a lot of chatter going on right now. There's a lot of voices talking and people trying to shout orders at you. It's all a little bit cacophonous and disorienting. And so as of right now, you're focused on your task and serving these hors d'oeuvres, but you're not learning anything. You're having a hard time picking out distinct conversations from each other. It all sounds like noise and chatter to you for now.
He thinks to himself, and he makes a point to eventually slowly work his way into the house, whatever parts of the house are being frequented at this occasion. He's going to try to slip inside and find people conversing in a more quiet and contained environment. And he'll be a combination of undercover as well as just being stealthy.
Very nice. Give me a stealth check. See how well you can blend in with the crowd.
Come on, this is the thing I'm good at. All right, I'll take it. 19.
You make your way around the hall outside the ballroom, which isn't quite open yet. More and more guests are starting to arrive for tonight. Most of the family members have already arrived from elsewhere. Everyone is dressed in varying shades of grays and blacks, as is customary for the memorial celebration. And as you make your way, kind of complete a lap, your tray is now empty, and you are looking to slip your way into one of the studies nearby, just off of the ballroom. And as you're making your way, you hear kind of a brusque voice behind you that says, "You there."
I will turn around slowly and act like I'm standing at attention. Yes.
That is the correct move. Give me one moment here. So when you turn around, there is a tall, middle-aged, half-elf man who is dressed in pressed black suit that is starched to rigidity. It looks massively uncomfortable to be in this, but it is clean. There's not a speck on him, and he has a large collar that is made out of raven feathers. And you, through your previous intel, know that this is the head butler, Usk, who is waving you over, and he has a large goblet of what is presumably wine or some sort of alcohol in his hand. He's sort of waving you over from the kitchen. He says, you there, come here. I need you immediately.
I'd scurry over without trying to raise any suspicion, but tug a little bit at my jacket, which is just fitting too snugly. Trying not to rip it.
Here.
Yes.
You have an empty tray. Yes.
I do. Yes.
Yes. Take this goblet and go into the study over there, 2 doors down, and give that to Master Kryn. He requested it, and it's been some time, so he's probably rather annoyed about it. And make haste.
At once. And I'll spin around, use my dexterity to try and not spill this glass. I'm not very practiced at this, and I will scurry over to said room.
Can you give me an insight check as you turn from Usk, the butler?
Oh my. A 9.
All right, so you turn around and you have completely focused on not spilling a drop of this wine. And so you make your way down the hall. Can you give me a simple dexterity check?
Oh boy. Starting off. Oh, how do I do that? There we go. 20.
Very nice. You do not spill a single drop of this wine, not any of it. The goblet does not move. It takes you not even 2 minutes to get down this hallway, and you get to the study door that Usk pointed out, and you give a gentle tap on the door.
Housekeeping.
Yes, come in already.
I will open the door and sort of lead with the goblet and look
Finally,
around.
it is
What do I
so
see in here?
difficult to find any good help these days. Honestly, Elarion, you would think that they would be able to hire some competent people, as this tall, foreboding figure with darker skin, broad shoulders, like snatches the goblet off of the platter, begins to sip it, and immediately turns away from you, Dragovar. Turns back to a younger Elarion.
Well, you know how rigidly I train, and sometimes they don't have to make the cut, so a good help's hard to find, yeah.
You are one in a million, Elarion, and I'm so glad that you've been here serving the family as dutifully as you have. Honestly, some of these days I think I may need to turn you on the rest of the house staff to get them into line too. What are you still doing here?
My apologies. And I will turn around and scurry out the door. And as I exit the doorway into the hallway, I'll look around to make sure there's no one else coming.
There is not.
And then I will drop some eaves outside the door as best I can.
Very nice. We will shift over to Elarion, speaking with Lord Kryn inside of the study here. Kryn is very handsome. He has a strong jaw. He has high cheekbones and styled brown hair, kind of chestnut brown. And it's in the latest style, which currently is a little bit of comb over. He is impeccably dressed, and Elarion, you know for a fact, as you helped deliver it, as well as pick it up, the outfit he's currently wearing is more than your yearly salary.
Well, training would go so much smoother if we could just have them swear oaths of fealty all the time that were magically and contractually binding.
I would love nothing more than that, Elarion. You know that. You know that I want a more structured system when it comes to this family. But Father knows better. And his eyes dart over to the doorway. He looks back at you. And the strange thing about his eyes is that they're kind of colorless. He has irises, but they're clear. He's always been this way, and it's a little bit unsettling to look at his eyes. But he looks you in the eyes, Elarion. He gives you that disarming smile. Can I speak out of turn?
But of course.
If things continue the way they are, the Empire, Father's business, everything Mother worked for, is going to be gone before we celebrate her passing next year.
I take it then you haven't heard of the plan.
He raises an eyebrow.
There may be a way yet out of this. I have been given special orders to see to it.
Yes, Father told me about your special orders. In fact, I was one of the ones who contested them, but can I trust you with the secret, Elarion?
Do my ears point?
That's why you've always been my favorite. Now, what Father is going to do is going to be hard, but you have my word that when I am named successor, all of his orders and methods will be undone.
By my life and duty, and I draw my sword and salute.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and kind of enjoys the gesture. And we'll pop back out to Dragovar in the hallway.
He's just ears to the side of the door, standing on one side so as not to cast a shadow underneath the door frame. And just every once in a while looking around in the hall to make sure he's not being encroached upon. He listens intently as they share this information. does it seem like this conversation has come to an end?
For the most part, yes. In fact, after you hear some clattering of metal, you hear footsteps approaching the door.
I make myself scarce.
Can I have Dragovar and Clover? Your name completely slipped my mind. I was like, it's a spice.
You know, the
Can I
spice
have-
girl.
I have Clover and Dragovar. Both make me dexterity saving throws.
How do I do a saving throw on this sheet?
It's under the base stats. There's like a whole box that literally it'll say saving throws now instead of
Oh, I see it. Okay.
yeah. It's disorienting that they pulled it out.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice. All right. While Dragovar was eavesdropping, he goes to leave the little study door, get out of there just in enough time for Elarion and Lord Kryn to exit the study and start heading towards the ballroom. And then as he turns the corner to head deeper into the manor, he is immediately sort of whacked by a small figure that's running, just runs dead into him. And Dragovar, you're solid. You're not going anywhere. You're a dwarf, and so Clover, you crash into him and then just fall back on your butt.
Hey, watch where you're going. Also, did you see a cat run through here?
He looks at you with these eyes that are sort of dark, and he just kind of peers down on the floor to where you're laying. Apologies. No.
I was joking. You got nothing to be apologizing for. It was all my fault. I definitely was not walking in the right direction. Was not looking while running in the right. You got me all flabbergasted. All right.
He will eventually, seeing the nature of this tiny creature, in her confusion and frustration, he'll reach down, arm, very burly. Looks like it's like the suit jacket comes up to like his forearm. Looks like it's almost gonna split if he keeps, stretching it. But he offers you a hand up.
I take it.
Lifts you up with very little. He says, "Yes, of course. I should go find one. Apologies again."
Yeah, no worries.
And he'll kind of leave you and move on to another part of the house.
So no one to cat, right?
He doesn't turn around. He keeps going.
I'm in so much trouble.
Now, Clover, you have been moving about the house for probably an hour or so, playing with your companion. And this was back when your father was still alive. This is back when he was still the groundskeeper. And you know that this is the most important. It's the only thing he ever makes you go to at the family's house. Okay. Sometimes you tag along, but this is like the work function that you have to go to. It's boring. You always hate it. And worst of all, he has put you in like a golden Easter dress with the shoulders and the gloves and the like shoes that are too tight and the stockings, and it took like your mom an hour and a half just to comb your hair to get it braided into 2 pigtails. You hate this night, but you also know how important it is to your dad.
Yeah. I'm inspecting the dress, making sure it's not like sooted too bad, like slightly dusted, fine, but like I'm working it. I have to find a housekeeper.
And this was before you met Whisker Biscuit, right?
It sure was.
So who are you looking for tonight?
A little shadow. Little shadow, because big shadow and medium shadow we're already moss cats and born. This is little shadow because it's kitten size, and well, he escaped and should not have escaped into the house.
Give me a survival check. See if we can find Little Shadow's trail here as we're heading along. Very nice, very nice. All right, with an 18, I assume Little Shadow is a black cat.
Little black and gray cat. Not too terribly fluffy either. Like, very opposite of what I have right now.
It's literally illegal to call a black cat anything else.
That's fair. So after your encounter with that strange man who helped you up in the jacket that was too tight, you catch sight of a little bit of hair stuck into the carpet going down this hallway. Long hallway. You see a little trail of black fur that leads over to the library.
I book it into the library. Make it like an inch in, slide a little bit in, and just like look around, make sure I'm not gonna run into anybody else.
You make a game plan, you dodge and you weave around various nobles' legs, maybe through the walking legs of a visiting dignitary, kind of cries out, but before he can even figure out what happened, the door to the library clicks closed, and sealing you into silence. There's a little bit of music outside in the hallway, but you can hear it faintly through the thick wooden doors. And all you can really hear inside is the sound of dust settling onto very old pages.
I start to creep around, see if like I can see little paw prints anywhere. Now that I know I got it cornered in the library.
Give me a perception check.
Not great.
All right, with an 11, you kind of wander your way to the library, but you don't find any paw prints or any more fur or anything like that. So your best guess is that he's either not here in the library anymore, or he is sleeping on top of one of these bookshelves far above your head where you cannot hope to reach him.
Okay, I find the tallest bookshelf in the library and climb to the top.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Heck.
Deftly, quietly scamper up this stack of books up, and you climb 1, 2, you hop on top of the shelf, and it's like being on top of a maze as you begin wandering along, taking gentle clicking steps along the top of the bookshelves. And you can see from up here, the far corner along one of the walls, there's a little bundle of black shadow nestled on top of one of the bookcases underneath a hanging lamp.
Oh. I sneak up on it.
Give me a stealth check.
I don't know if 11 will wake up a kitten.
You try to sneak up on him, but as you make your way along, as you get closer, you get pretty close to him. But unfortunately, as you're moving along, you step on one of these bookcases. You have to like do a little hop onto the next bookcase. And you do a little hop and you knock something loose as there's a loud thud onto the ground as you knock a book loose, and a little shadow here jolts awake makes direct eye contact with you.
What are you doing up here?
So, like, tensed, looks down. There's a little bit of a gap.
You're okay.
between-
Just what you doing up here without me?
And without hesitation, just jumps off of the bookcase down to the floor, where he lands in the lap of a young Marius.
Ah,
Marius, you've been sitting in the library reading. You know the party's important tonight, but you really don't want to be there, right? You would rather be in here, and so you take any and all time you can to like hide in here until your parents come to tell you that it's time to go out into the dinner portion of the evening.
mhm.
I lay flat to the top of the shelving unit. To the bookshelf, just flat.
So you're just here, Marius. You were reading a book. You had this book that's a little bit too big for you in your lap, and you
Yeah.
thought you heard something. You thought you heard the library door open, but you're too engrossed by this book. What kind of book are you reading?
Point of clarification here: is this before or after the characters died in the past that we're revisiting? Has that happened yet, or no?
Which characters?
You were saying at the very beginning we were traveling back to an important figure who had passed. Have they passed yet at this point, or no?
Yeah, so Yolanda
Lana,
Raventree,
thank you. Yes.
she passed 20 years prior to this. Not 20
Okay.
years.
Oh, so
10
this
years
is,
prior
this is
to this.
right. This is a formal like yearly reunion thing.
Yes, so this is a memorial celebration that happens every year on the anniversary of her death.
Right.
There's a portion that is open to the public, the public, the nobles and important people come, and there's this grand ball. But there is part of this weekend that the family members do that are just the family members.
Yeah. I think Marius at this point, because he's in his late 30s in the present day, so he'd be like an early teenager at this point. So I think he's in that phase where you're like trying out different hats, trying to feel like what's you or whatever. He's got like those awful like 2000s frosted tips, or those spiky frosted tips. He's wearing clothing that doesn't quite look right. It's like too bright or like trying to be flashy or whatever. Clearly at odds with his actual nature that he has not accepted about himself yet as an early teen. But yeah, he's reading a book. He's reading a book on psychology, because I think maybe this is the first inkling of what he'll become later. But it's bothering him. He's trying to understand, why do people talk around the uncomfortable parts? He almost starts thinking maybe something happened to Yolanda that people don't want to acknowledge. Even just like the basics of like, oh, we say that like she passed. Like, no, she's dead, and that's okay. Like that happens. And just the way people are talking. It's been 20 years and there's still an uncomfortable silence or an uncomfortable tension that gets displaced through, jokes or talking up good stories, but almost as it feels like denying all of who she was, and he doesn't understand it. So he's trying to he's reading a psychology book about human behavior and grief and death, with those awful tips and colored shirt and a black cat.
Yes. Was he a rebellious teen? Was Marius rebellious?
I think so. I think he wanted to find who he was, and maybe hasn't even quite done that in the present, but wants freedom to stretch, and is particularly at this point in life feeling that containment.
What if he was rebellious enough to not wear black to this ceremony, this memorial? What color would he have worn?
I think he would have worn Yolanda's favorite color. Like let's actually celebrate her life. What is this oppressive formality? So I'm not sure what her favorite color was, but maybe some sort of something that it looks nice but not appropriate for the setting.
Her favorite color was like a golden torch lady orange.
Oh, okay. It looks terrible on Marius, but that's what he's wearing.
So you're sitting here, you're reading the psychology book.
Like a black shirt on underneath for when he inevitably gets, reamed out.
Yeah, and exactly. Because you come prepared. You're rebellious, but you're not careless, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you're reading the psychology book. Currently, we're just in the point in psychological development where like it's just before like Freudian breakthroughs, right? So that's kind of where we're at timeline wise for anybody in the audience who's a psychology nut. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But you're sitting there, you're reading the psychology book, mulling over what would eventually come and be called the ego and the superego, and just the beginnings of those sorts of concepts. You're reading that, and then bam, cat in your lap who's upset and immediately just like claws.
Oh, jeez. Ah! Ow! What are you doing? And I think he just tries to push the cat away. I think for a moment, like in a space of a second and a half, has gone from startled to like, to, oh God, get away. Don't hurt me. In like one motion.
Sorry about Little Shadow.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, no problem. I mean, being here and jumping in my lap was nice, but the claws definitely weren't.
Yeah, but I gotta trim those. That's why he won't let me get anywhere near him. He wasn't supposed to make it into the house either, so I'd appreciate it if you keep it on the, down low.
Speaking of down low, how long have you been up there? I didn't even hear you come into the room.
Not long, and I try to parkour, but we're like cool and smooth off the the bookshelves. Because clearly this is like an older kid in the house, and even though I might actually be older, I'm definitely not mentally there yet.
I don't think Marius is either. I wonder if they even recognize each other in the present day. As you jump off, like he's a little intimidated, a little impressed. Marius is like, geez, I gotta pay more attention around me. I had no idea you're even there.
I try to casually pick up Little Shadow.
Little Shadow like hisses at you, but then like curls around your legs.
Aw. His name is Little Shadow?
Yeah, because there's Big Shadow and Medium Shadow already back home, and they're not actually related.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What happens when he gets older? Do you like rotate through names? Like did Big Shadow used to be Little Shadow at some point? And then
he's always been Big Shadow.
You were like, he's gonna be here for a bit and get, big? Well,
he's actually just physically bigger too, which worked out because we were real worried there for a second that Medium Shadow would actually end up being bigger than Big Shadow, and then we would have to come up with some word that's bigger than big, but not like too scary.
Right. Yeah. Wow. That's a lot of foresight. I would.
We've been doing it for a while.
Yeah. He's cute. Aside from the claws.
Thanks. He's real small right now. He don't know what he's up to.
Yeah.
He barely knows which way is up, honestly.
So what happens when... You know what? No, got it. It's okay. You got... I was about to say you're welcome to stay here if you want, but like, yeah, it's not my room, so I don't have a say in that anyway, so... Hello.
Hi. I'm Clover, by the way. My dad does all the gardening.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's more complicated than that, but you know what I mean.
Hi, I'm Marius. Nice to meet you, Clover.
You're Marius. And I just like scoop little shadow butt up and like tail and foot and like get him in a nice little rub. Be like, I have to go. It was such a pleasure
don't-
meeting you. I
It's-
apologize
like
for
you're
not
you're
looking at
fine.
you, backing up.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You don't. I don't want you to. Okay.
It was real great meeting you. Sorry for disrupting and like skedaddles out
No,
the door real
You're
quick.
again. You can stay. Okay. All right. Marius hangs there for a second to see if Clover will come back, and then not expecting it, and then we'll go back to his book. And
Immediately
it's on the
gets the cat out of the house.
yeah. He's lost his page. Doesn't know where he was anymore. It's on the floor after the cat attack. Just picks it up and almost loses interest. Puts it back.
All right. Well, I think we will move away to the front of the manor, as there are 3 very important guests arriving currently. But they're dressed a lot different than the rest of the party goers here. They're dressed nicely, I will say that. A young woman who can't be more than probably 30 at this point, who's here, and she is wearing a nice, beautiful, simple dress that is in black, leaving her shoulders uncovered. It's got a nice, tasteful neckline to it, and she has a simple string of pearls. Those with a keen fashion eye would notice that it's made of cheaper material. It's a little threadbare, and the pearls are a little tarnished isn't the right word, but they're smudged. She's rotated them as best she can to keep the smudging against her neck. And in each hand, she holds the hand of a young boy, a tiefling. 2 tieflings? 2 tieflings. And just outside of the grand entry hall, still outside in the fresh air, you can see the sun going down Lokemos. Your mom stops both you and your brother, kind of pulls you in front of her, in front of the house, kneels down. She has these nice dress shoes that give her a little bit of height, but she's really flustered tonight, which is unusual for her. So look, you two. Your father was supposed to watch you tonight, and him going off and getting drunk is not what I expected. So you two need to be on your best behavior, okay? This is mother's employer. This is mom's job. And I need you two to behave, okay? Can you do that for me?
Push to talk.
We all fall prey to it.
Not working all of a sudden.
Oh no, technical difficulties. One moment, everyone.
They strike
Mother
again.
has silenced thee.
The other good behave, silent.
I was chatting too.
So that's how we got through the restaurant scene.
She used a mobile single target silence on both of her boys.
She knows her kids.
Which
Yeah, this mom
Impressive
can like
and
dual
necessary magic.
concentration. Tal'Dorei style.
All right. Well, we give Loki 1 moment to adjust his microphone over there. Why don't we pop back in with Elarion after you left the study? What is going on with you, sir?
Well, it's about time for another 500 vet. Now social commitments always get in the way. I will head out into the main hall, presuming that more folks will be starting to come along shortly. I'll do a quick lap of the room though, and just make sure everything is secure.
Very good. Can you give me a perception check?
Can I? Probably. Will I push the wrong button? Also probably.
Take a test. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can. Lovely. Okay,
Hallelujah.
got that fixed. For the 13, you scan the room, you do a quick lap of the hall. A lot of the people and the guests are here for tonight. They're all gathered in the hall just outside the ballroom. Everybody's very excited. The room is abuzz with rumors and speculation of what this year's dinner is going to be. It's always kept under wraps.
Are the wraps like back up? In case dinner's really bad.
Yes.
I knew that was
They're
coming.
all kept under Caesar wraps.
Yay!
Delicious.
But as you are about to leave the hall, you catch sight of a very important but sad person in your life. You catch sight of Darius Raventree. He is currently the patriarch of the family. He leads the estate. He leads the mercantile business. They've set up all sorts of trade routes in the region, and it was Darius and Yolanda that did all of that and created the town of Ferncombe into what it is today. And Darius himself is a tall man. He's probably about 6 foot, and you suspect he has elf somewhere in his family line, but he wouldn't exactly be a half elf by your definition. His ears are a bit more rounded, but his long hair is a little disheveled, and he is quite lost as he wanders the hall looking for someone. You're not quite sure, but he kind of just haphazardly making his way along as guests give him space.
My lord, is there something you require?
What? Larry, Captain.
Aye.
Are the grounds safe?
2 of the rotations have been completed with no problems. And, you look a little lost.
I'm absolutely fine, Captain. You do not have to worry about me. In fact, it's almost 6:15. Please go and get the staff ready so that we can open the doors in 3 minutes. And please make sure that the family members are informed and reminded that they need their white bloom for later tonight. Yes?
I shall have it announced. That seems very on schedule as is planned, but I was referring more to your mental state, sir. If there is anything I can do, of course I will serve you.
Yes, you always were the one to serve the family so dutifully, and come see me tonight for the ceremony, Captain.
Do you have enough of your elixir? I do have a backup here if you need it. I'll produce a flask.
He kind of furtively looks around and takes the flask from you and sticks it in his pocket and gives you a nod, and meet me in my office before we head out to the fountain later. I have something important to tell you, and it will change some outcomes.
As you command.
Very good. Go get ready to let the guests into the ballroom, please.
Branch and feather.
He walks off towards the front door, and along the way, it seems like he found whatever he was looking for. As he perks up, you catch him catching a nip of that flask. He perks up and straightens himself up, fixes his hair, and heads out the front door.
And what I didn't tell him was I added just a little bit of licorice root. Saw a mage do that once, and it's got to work, right?
Can you give me an insight check? You are unable to tell whether or not he can taste the licorice fruit. All right. So, back outside. Lovely woman, short bob, nice dress, little worse for wear, but not terribly. Slightly scuffed shoes, and two twin boys at her side that she sets in front of her. And now listen, I need you two to behave tonight, okay? I know there are other kids here, and I want you to go play with them. You have to be nice.
Yes, Mother. You don't have to worry about me.
I know I don't, but she turns to your brother. You are not the one I'm worried about. He is.
I will do my best to keep watch on him.
No jumping off of things. No throwing people off of things. No sliding down things.
Do not worry. I will make sure that he is at his best behavior. I know how much this is important to you.
Most of all, please keep your emotions in check, okay? You're both starting to come into some very powerful magic, and our family's magic is tied to our
Emotions.
Yes. If you get into trouble or if anything's happening, keep a level head. Can you both promise me that?
Yes,
Good.
Mother.
Kisses you both on the forehead. She stands up. She looks at both of you. I couldn't have asked for two better boys to bring into this world, let me tell you.
I can also blush ever so slightly. Thank you. You're pretty great as a mom, too.
There is my favorite secretary, and this booming voice of Darius kind of fills the outside air as Lokemos, you turn around and you catch sight of a very confident Darius walking towards you all, or the three of you. How are you tonight, dear? And he embraces your mother in an awkward hug that she wasn't really prepared for, and kisses her on both cheeks, and she blushes a little bit. I'm doing fine. Lord Darius, I would like to introduce my two boys. We have Lokemos and
Theron.
yes. Thank you, Lokemos. This is Theron.
Hi.
Why, you two are just the spitting image of your mother. You must be very powerful, just like she is, yes?
Mother tells me to make sure to keep track of my emotions.
You would be very wise to keep track of what your mother says. It's important, and she knows what's best for you.
Yeah, I know.
Like it or
Yes,
not, one day your mother's not going to be here, and you're going to have to take care of each other. And your mom sort of like scoffs and goes to like playfully tap him on the shoulder, realizes who he is, catches herself, and tries to like play it off.
I take good care of my brother. I'll try to. Even though he gets into a lot of trouble.
That is good. Do that. Watch out for each other and make sure nothing happens. It's important that there's the two of you to watch out for each other. Now, if you want a little bit of fun before the boring adult stuff happens tonight, the lovely groundskeeper here has a daughter who's running around in a gold dress, and I'm sure she's getting herself into some mischief. I thought I saw her heading towards the library, and I think, with your mom's permission, we could... Go on, boys. Go find the library, and just make sure that if the bell rings for dinner, that you're there in the ballroom, okay?
Yes, Mom.
And remember what I said.
About the emotions or the staying out of trouble.
All of it. Now go. Have fun. Enjoy. And don't let anything happen to your brother.
Okay, I'll try. Lokemos will rush off. With twin in tow.
Perfect. Can you give me a perception check as you are leaving? Because you turn to look at your mom kind of one last time before you run off.
Yes. Not bad.
Lord Darius kind of leans in once you two run off. Lord Darius leans into your mom and whispers something in her ear that makes her eyes go wide, but you have no idea what it is.
Gonna stare at them for a bit before I turn back. Keeping that in mind. Actually, Lokemos is going to try and read some minds. He's going to
very
activate
nice.
his telepathic. No, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me make sure I have detect thoughts. I'm gonna use it on the Lord Darius.
Can I have you make me just a spellcasting roll? Because this is still pretty early on in you having magical abilities.
Okay. So it's my flat charisma.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like open yourself up to the magic, and you're trying to kind of blanket his head with it so that you can get the surface level thoughts, but you kind of open up too much, and it's almost like pouring a jug of magical water on top of his head. And he sort of straightens up and he smiles as your mom looks concerned, looks around, and Lord Darius turns and looks at you and he smiles. Just inside your head, he says a little cold, "Curiosity isn't always a good thing, and it could get you into a lot of trouble. Mind your manners."
I'll nod and immediately rush away.
Come on, Loki. Come on, Loki. I want to go find that gardener kid and see if we can make her eat dirt.
Don't forget what Mother said. We have to be on our best behavior.
If she's a girl, it should be easy.
No. If she's a gardener kid, then that means she's probably already eating dirt.
Oh, you're right. Maybe. I don't know. How bad could she really be?
I guess there's only one way to find out. Don't you dare do anything Mother wouldn't want us to do.
I'm going to do everything.
Yes,
She's
of
not
course.
even here. I'm going to go, I don't know. He like jumps up to a waiter, snatches like a handful of hors d'oeuvres, and then just keeps going.
At least give me some. Don't hold them all to yourself.
Throws 2 of them at you down the hall.
Very funny. I cannot believe this.
This is right as Clover, you're like panic running out of you're like panic trying to get the doorknob open, right? After realizing that that's the Marius, right? You finally get but you're holding on to your cat and you finally get out and you like a little bit slam the door behind you as this tiefling kid who has one horn up the one side of his head, kind of strange glowing green eyes, mouth like just full of hors d'oeuvres, just standing there outside the door just looking at you. You the dirt girl?
They're in. Hello.
There's another twin tiefling, except his horn. Lokemos, your horn goes up the right side, right? Or the left?
It's on the right side.
Yours is on the right. Elarian's is on the left.
Yeah.
What you mean by dirt girl?
They ignore him. He's a bit brash. Are you the gardener's daughter?
Yeah, who's asking?
My name's Lokemos, and this is Elarion, and my mom works here.
Nice cat.
Yeah. Thanks, this is Little Shadow.
Hello. Little
Yes.
Shadow.
He does not like people.
We have a
I'm
lot
looking
in
around for
common.
the closest window outside.
Unfortunately, this is the interior hallway.
Unable to go anywhere.
You saw one in the library. You just have to go past Marius to get there.
Oh no.
I was told not to talk to Raventree.
There's Marius on one side, there's the twins here, and there's no way out. You're in a dress and shoes that make your feet hurt. This is Clover's worst nightmare.
This is awful. Can somebody reopen this door?
What's in there?
The library, also a Raventree. Marius, I think.
There's a library.
Oh, quit being a nerd, Loki.
I'd like to see the library. I like do the twiddling of the fingers thing. I want to see the
Open the
library.
door. It's a whole new world if you just open the door.
He'll look back at his brother, look at the door, and then open it.
We can't go in there, Loki. There's a Raventree in there. They drink blood and like to do evil stuff. Didn't you hear all the stuff Mom's been telling us?
I'll just take a peek. It's fine. And besides, if they're going to drink anyone's blood, at least they'll get yours.
What? We have the same blood. As he follows you inside.
I slowly step around them.
I love the idea that Loki hears this, like, they're vampires, they're gonna drink your blood and kill you, whatever. And he cracks open and sees that awful orange jacket and like tips cleaning up books that have fallen off the top of the shelf.
I told you, evil. That's an evil hairstyle.
But that means that they know a lot of information. Look at this library.
Marius turns around.
I don't.
Can I help you? Hi.
Oh God! Oh God! It's us.
He's
I
not
just-
evil.
Oh,
Why won't you talk to him? You were terrified of him.
No, I'm just gonna get in trouble if I end up talking to him. He's not
You were
evil. I
terrified
just
of me?
get
Wait,
no,
what?
no. Let's
Oh.
get this clear. I ain't terrified of nothing. All right, let's be clear.
Okay.
Let's make that
Yeah.
perfectly clear. No.
Okay.
The only thing I'm terrified of is my mama and my daddy, and they give me a big old whooping if they found out I was talking to you.
Actually, we may have that in common.
Probably same.
We're all terrified
So-
of our mom.
We could just. Do you guys want to come in and play? I mean, hang out?
Yeah. It's, how many books are here?
That's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head, but I do know how many are supposed to be in each section. So we put that together and cross-reference with the Dewey Decimal System. 2,403. Assuming that these two are just in somebody's room and not missing. Sorry, was that too much?
No, that's wow. I've never seen so many books. I would like
That's
to read
so
some.
many books.
It's a lot.
Darius, can
yeah.
you make me a dexterity saving throw?
Uh-oh.
Sure.
That's like way more books than we got guns back home.
I've never seen so many books in one place.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Natural one.
Oh no.
Well, you're calculating all of the books and you're talking about this. You and Lokemos start to talk about the number of books. You just get smacked in the face by this like cream puff type hors d'oeuvre. Just smacked in the face by Therian, who's just like, ha! Bet it burns, doesn't it?
What is your
Mother sucker.
problem?
Behave.
The waiter dude said it had garlic in it. See? Vampires hate garlic. I bet that burns.
Does he look like
Right?
he's burning?
Bleh.
Okay, maybe they're not
Sarah.
vampires, but they're still evil.
It's not evil. If it was evil, he would have toasted me and my cat the minute we disrupted him during his ritual reading.
Also, we'd be dead already.
Should I set up a ritual circle for? I'm so confused.
Can you? Do you know how? What kind of rituals are in these books?
I've never really got my head around magic. But if you're interested, there's some, elementary wizard texts over here.
Yeah. Please.
Am
Am I
I
allowed to
think
touch
there's
these?
some. I mean, I don't see anyone here besides us.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a Raventree, so yeah, I authorize you or whatever.
I want to read as much as I can.
Pretty
Go
sure
for
that's
it.
for life too. Just you. No, now that he's down, I'm pretty sure that's for life too.
You want to leave the
Until I
nerds
get
here and
overruled,
throw
I guess.
rocks at birds?
No, I don't like throwing rocks at birds.
You're no fun. Everyone here's boring.
Clover, if you're interested, there is some like gardening books somewhere around here, and yeah, there are rocks outside if you want to go find those.
Do you have
say
any
to
cool
the-
books on
the
like
other
big
kid.
old spooky boot beast or like I don't know giant monsters with fangs and stuff? You got any cool books like that?
You want to see a bestiary?
Yeah, is that what it's called?
Yeah, check it out. And I go and just straight up, pull like a stat block bestiary off the shelf. There's all kinds of monsters in here. If nothing else, the art's really great, and I'll just try like flip through a couple pages and give it to Clover, do whatever she wants with it.
I like pick it up with both hands and like waddle it down onto a table and crawl up on top of the table and just start flipping through going, oh yeah, Grandpappy shot one of them. Oh, we got one of them and above the fireplace. Oh, that's the one that eluded Uncle Jim the other week. And just
Wait,
keep
those things are
flipping
massive. You have
through.
like a mounted head or something? That's whoa.
Yeah. It's a family hobby, let's say.
Okay,
Oh.
cool. Yeah.
Elarion is trying not to be interested, but he is definitely slowly being absorbed by the pictures of terrifying creatures.
That sounds about right.
By contrast, Marius is very happy to like have people like he can bond with, but is way too obviously trying to play it cool.
Trying to be the cool kid.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to leave the
Match up.
four of you in the library for right now. And we are going to head.
5.
check
Don't
in.
forget about Little Shadow.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. 5 in the library. And we are going to check in with Dragovar. So you left the study. And then where did you head? What was your next target?
I think my target would probably have to be the head of the manor whenever he makes his appearance to the public. Whenever he departs the house and he starts schmoozing with the guests in his manor, I definitely made myself discreet but aware of what he's saying. So as he leans in to speak to this woman with a short bob, after she sends her two tiefling children running away, I'll kind of get in close and act like I'm refilling the platter with hors d'oeuvres from a table.
You catch wind. You catch kind of the second half of whatever he said to her. You are more lovely than Elsif could ever be, and I think you've helped make a very important decision for me tonight.
As he says that, I'll turn around and start walking by them as if to be nonchalant. I'm just holding out more hors d'oeuvres, not looking their direction, just sort of floating.
Elarion, can you give me a perception check? You've gathered all the staff inside the house, and you prepped them on all they need to do. You're about to open the doors. You're about to make the announcement. When you exit the ballroom where you left the rest of the staff, and you see a single dwarven waiter with a slightly tight suit jacket carrying a plate of hors d'oeuvres, the only one who's still left in the crowd, who's kind of wandering around, who's kind of on the edge, that catches your attention.
You there, spot inspection? What are you carrying there?
Yes. It looks to me to be some manner of cream puff, my lord.
Some manner? Did the chef not grill this into you before service?
No, I am sorry. I am a recent hire, and I am still learning the ropes. I'm supposed to be shadowing someone. Forgot their name. Haven't seen him. Or
Probably
really any of
Abernathy.
the other guests.
You know, I haven't seen
Abernathy.
Abernathy in a while, and he likes to just before. It's fine, none of your matter. That, you'll be fortuitous to know, is a spring onion quiche, not a cream puff.
Ah. Yes, I see it now. That
And-
is my mistake.
When you present it to the lords and ladies, be sure to tell them as such. They do not know the difference.
Spring onion quiche. I will not forget it.
Yeah, go in and make sure you see the mage before the next service. It seems they've misadjusted your uniform.
Oh, yes, of course. Thank you. And He'll give a very respectful bow
Pip, pip.
and scurry off.
And Elarion, how would you announce the opening of the ballroom?
Really hope that was a spring onion quiche. Right. Announcements. Mage boy, is this thing on? That's you. Oh, they can hear us? That's what you're signaling? Welcome, lords and ladies,
We're live.
to Raventree Manor for this most unfortunate of gatherings. I am grateful to be surrounded by such stalwart friends and allies. I myself am a stalwart friend and ally to this house. May the passing of our beloved be held for a moment while we celebrate instead their life by gathering together and enjoying hors d'oeuvre together. Commence the first course.
There's a stunned silence at the lack of dignity in what you just said as the doors open and the guests start making their way into the ballroom.
I'm a
and-
handsome kind of charisma, not a talky kind of charisma.
And we love you for it.
Oh.
All right, with that, I think we're going to let the family members eat. We're going to let them dine. We're going to let them dance a little bit, and we'll pick up with them a little bit later in the evening as the ball starts to wind down. But for now, we're going to go and take our human break. So everybody, everyone in the audience included, get up and go take a lap, get a drink, water yourself, unwater yourself, whatever you need, get a snack. We'll be back in like 10 minutes or something like that.
Hi, this is Link's Home Adventure. Thanks for sticking around. We're ready for the second part
no, I
of
can't
our
hear
fabulous.
No, we can't
I
hear you
use
anymore.
my hands to talk, and that means I don't always get pushed. It's
It's
the
so
Italian half of me. I
difficult.
just gotta be like,
Only
you gotta get
one way with
by.
push to talk. That's tragedy.
We've all been done in.
It's my lot in life. Anyway, well, welcome back. Thanks for sticking around. Let's get to the second part of our story. Also, we had a costume change.
I was told to be in a yellow dress and pigtails when I was introducing the story, so I needed a match.
That's commitment right there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What I didn't mention is that you still have the cowboy hat, even in the far-flung time we're in now.
100%.
Same hat.
All right, so when we left you all, dinner had started. You guys had a very lovely meal. I cannot describe food to save my life, so it is a very lovely roasted, probably venison type meal that was venison steak that was served out to everybody with a nice green salad and a simple ice cream dessert. It was very nice. It was very demure and rather plain for the scale of these events. At this point, dinner is over, the dancing has begun, and it's probably about 9 o'clock in the evening. Light snacks are being served, and we find Elarion. We'll pick up with you. And there is a gentleman here. He's wearing a nice suit, an elegant but loud tie. It's very bright and patterned. It's a little bit out of place here. He's wearing a nice vest with 4 buttons, and it's clear that this tailor that did this suit put a lot of time and care and effort into making sure that this fit this man like a glove probably 10 pounds ago. I just think that it's declined in years. The service has declined. The staff is honestly a little bit rude, and the meal tonight was nothing special. I could go get that in any tavern in any place around here, and quite frankly, I am disappointed in Lord Raventree, and I think he can do better. I think he's holding out on us, and if you ask me, I think he's spending his money on illicit substances.
I thought you'd already eaten before you came here, judging by the looks of you.
Absolutely dare you. Who are you? I want your name so that I can ruin your house.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't respond to peacocks.
I can't even be around you. And he storms off.
Get a chameleon in here. We've got work to do. Ugh. Tired of them disrespecting our name. I'm certainly hoping to draw swords later.
Excuse me, are you Captain Elarion?
Aye.
You turn, and a young woman, about 30, in a simple black dress and a string of pearls, is waiting there for you. Yes, sorry. I work here, and I'm fairly new. I haven't been on this side of the house. I'm Lord Raventree's secretary, and I was just wondering, where is the nearest restroom?
Well, I will escort you. Are you requiring simply a restroom or also the powder room and adjoining accoutrement room?
I'm mostly looking for the powder room. I was trying to... I smudged my makeup during dinner, and I just want to make sure it looks nice.
Oh, I do that all the time. Right this way.
I've heard a lot about you. You are very important to the family.
Well, the family is my life, and I am bound not only by duty, but also by love.
By love, I
My love of duty.
Oh, yes, of course. That's, yeah. I... How long have you worked with the Raventrees?
Since I can remember. Remember coming in for a simple guard tryout, and, well, they simply were not fast enough here.
Well, as you approach the powder room, thank you so much for helping me. I'm Ada.
Wonderful to meet you, Ada. If you require additional makeup things, I don't really know what they all do, but I carry extra kits just in case. Never can be too prepared.
Oh, thank you. And she takes one of your extra kits and kind of tucks it into her bag, and I'll see you out there.
My pleasure, Ada. Branch and Feather.
Yes, Branch and Feather, of course.
It's catching on.
Stop trying to make Branch and Feather happen.
Not going to happen.
As you turn around, Elarion, and you head towards the ballroom again, keep eyes. You decide to do a lap around the hall, make sure nobody's doing anything illicit or scandalous in the halls where they think nobody can see. You have the unfortunate luck to lock eyes with a very beautiful looking woman who has half elven features, but she has kind of violet skin that is not a blemish anywhere, not a freckle, not a beauty mark, nothing. It is just clear as the day, save for its violet color. She has glorious bright gold eyes, golden irises that shine as the light catches it, showing off her fury as she marches towards you, her large skirt in hand. She marches up the hallway, and as she approaches you, she sticks out a gloved hand and pokes you very harshly in the sternum. Where is she?
Vanna, my lady, where's who?
You are speaking with Lady Elseth, who is Lord Kryn's sister and Darius and Yolanda's other child.
I can send a search out for them immediately. What do you require? 30 seconds? 1 minute? Tomorrow?
I saw you leave the hall, saw you leave the ballroom. That whore that Dad is running around with, where did she go?
No. The whores are the West Wing. And this, no. That's not possible. I would know.
God, Elarion, you cannot truly be this dense. Stop getting in my way. Tell me where she is now.
I believe she went to the washroom. Which accoutrement she was using, I am certain, that they were used. They were needed after some smudging occurred during dinner.
Get out of my way. Out. And she, pushes you aside with a remarkable strength. Pushes you aside. Out of my way. God. When Daddy decides and names me successor, I'm going to make sure that you rot out there forever.
Good luck with that.
And she storms off to the powder room that you left Ada in.
Damn it.
All right. While that is all going on, what is Dragovar up to other than muttering spring onion quiche under his breath?
Spring onion quiche. He puts the tray down on a passing table and sort of takes a inventory of the amount of help, kind of where they are at this stage of the evening's affairs, and he's trying to make sure he's not sticking out, and he wants to make sure that he's, rank and file as much as he can be when he doesn't need to be elsewhere. He will have caught his attention will have been caught by some of the more prominent members of the house as they appear and come and go throughout the area. He'll probably have wandered back inside about the time that dinner's over, and he'll probably have his eyes on Lady Elseth, who goes inside and up to the captain. He makes sure that he doesn't cross into the captain's view again. He wants to remain as low-key as possible. But he is going to try to get close enough and sneak around in the hallway to listen in on her and whoever she's trying to speak to so intently in the powder room.
Yep. As the night has gone on, the staff has lightened up in their duties. There's always somebody doing a round of hors d'oeuvres on the ballroom. make sure everybody has their drinks refilled. But a lot of the staff, particularly the kitchen staff, has loosened up downstairs in the servants' quarters. They're starting to open their own bottles of wine and whiskey and the like, loosen their ties and take off their uniforms a little bit to start to relax, except for the few people that have to go back upstairs and do the rounds. But as you get up to the powder room, can you go ahead and make me I will give you your choice of a perception check to listen through the door, which will be a little bit more difficult, or a stealth check to sneak into just the front of the powder room, which will make it easier to hear.
We're going to try to be stealthy. We're going to slip into the shadows and try to be outside of anyone's prying eyes. So we're going to just tiptoe through the shadows. And I got a 5. So, because I'm good at stealth.
It's so Clover, you were carrying Little Shadow. You were dancing for a little bit after you left the library. It was getting very hot in the ballroom. Very hot, very stuffy. It was time for you to go and get some air. As you go out in the hall, you just catch the sight of that dwarf from earlier heading into the powder room, which seems a little bit odd to you.
I'm just gonna watch him. And try to keep Little Shadow quiet and like with me.
Okay. The good news, Dragovar, is that Elseth and Ada do not notice you at all. They have they are very loud. Well, one of them is very loudly just yelling at the other. Ada is sort of sitting on this large round couch that's in the powder room. It's full of mirrors that are lit. There's nobody else here, and Elseth is just laying into Ada, who's sitting there with her head in her hands, like sobbing into her pearls a little bit. I don't know who you think you are. I don't know who you work for, and I don't care what two brats you brought in here, okay? They're probably filthy and dirty, and God knows what else they're carrying. If they're anything like you, they'll probably just bewitch their way up through the family like you did, okay? I need you to get out of here, forget you ever found this family, and if you put any danger to me being named successor, God in heaven himself will not be able to save you from my fury. Is that clear? Ada's just sobbing.
Dragovar will listen in, and unaware that Clover or anybody is watching him, he'll just quietly hold the door closed, make sure that no one else is around. And he doesn't seem like he's gonna intervene, regardless of what he feels like doing.
I have Clover make me a stealth check to see if she can hide from Dragovar.
My passive perception's 15.
Do you conspicuously? Probably, like, most people wouldn't notice Clover because her dress blends in with the wallpaper a little bit, and she's just peeking around the corner. But Dragovar, you are trained enough that you pick her out almost immediately. She's just peeking around the corner, just an eye and a little bit of cowboy hat.
I lock eyes with her, and it's that scene from Always Sunny where Charlie and Max see each other from across the restaurant, and he's just looks, doesn't say anything, just watches.
She just kind of nods knowingly, like, can't do what?
He will start moving away from the door as if he has somewhere to be, and try not to run into this little gnome girl anymore.
I'm gonna slip down the hallway in the other direction, but I'm gonna start using other hallways to try to get back in the general direction that he's heading, to start to try to follow him.
So while you two are Scooby-Dooing your way through the hallways, we left. So Marius and Lokemos, you ate dinner, you like hung out for a little bit, you probably brought books with you to dinner, and then the minute everyone started like dancing and it was like no one was paying attention to you, it was like back to the library.
How much trouble did I get in for showing up and not in blacks?
So when you sat down, your parents already knew, right? Like your family knew, and they were unhappy, but they couldn't stop you. They're like, he's a teenager, and we cannot physically make him wear this shirt, right? People have been whispering. People have been talking. Lord Kryn and Lady Elseth, your probably great aunt and uncle. I'm not. It's a little bit fuzzy, but like they're your aunt and uncle somewhere along the tree, right? Furious, glaring daggers. You would be dead several times over. In fact, Lady Elseth would have come over during dinner and looked at you, Marius, and just. Interesting.
What was her favorite color?
How dare you speak of mother?
Isn't that what we're all doing? He says genuinely confused.
Your father looks like you just admitted to shooting the president. But you, Lady Elsa just turns even more purple and storms off.
Just to confirm, side note, Darius Raventree is my father, right?
No.
Is he? Yeah, because
Darius, that's several out. I don't know.
It's a complicated tree.
God, gets very complicated. Darius is Lord Kryn and Lady Elsa's direct father, and then they're like your aunt or something. Somewhere,
Got it.
like great aunt. I think you're a
That's a
couple. Yeah.
Because that name was not in the primer, and I found it hilarious how similar it is to mine. That sounds like a Raventree thing to do.
Absolutely a Raventree thing to do. But yes, after Lady Elsa leaves, very upset, Lord Kryn would come by, kind of thank your father and look at you. While I do appreciate my sister getting absolutely everything she deserves in this world and being told off by a teen, do be careful, because not everything is about remembering tonight.
No.
Your father
Yeah.
will. It's about remembering, but also it's about honoring and keeping with what people expect of you.
I see. I'm genuinely not trying to be rude, but isn't it all a bit generic? You know, like if we're here to honor and remember her, shouldn't we include anything to do with her? You know? Shouldn't these be mixed up a little bit? People are different.
He turns to your father. Your son is quite wise, and it's going to be a very useful asset to this family. Just make sure to temper this wisdom so he doesn't get himself into more trouble.
If there was anything that could have confused him more, it was being called wise at expressing genuine confusion. I'm like, I just stumble into a jackpot, I'll just keep it. Say nothing.
I failed forward. We'll take that.
Yes. Now that's Raventree privilege right there.
Yes. But yes, you and Lokemos have found your way back into the library for a little bit of light reading on the primer of magical energies written in Elvish, High Elvish. And Lokemos, your thirst for knowledge and curiosity has left you not really paying attention to Therian. He's wandered off to go God knows where, probably to throw rocks at birds. He's kind of a shithead.
Probably, yeah.
Therian has a couple brain cells, but Lokemos got most of them.
He did not take after his mother.
Yes, what are you two up to in the library?
I can't believe there's so much to learn. I didn't know magic was so intensive.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around it. I've tried. I gotta say, I do have a lot more respect for wizards than I used to. Because this is complicated, but like the pursuit of it is interesting, right? Like, you don't just have to know Elvish, but also know like a cultural context behind the meaning of said words, you know? Like the definitions are different in common. And like the cultural history, you know?
Yeah.
So you can end up completely misunderstanding something even if you know the language. It's so cool. The world is so
Turning
big
the
and this
book.
house is so small.
You're right. Not fully paying attention, but just yeah, you're right. Although I'm not less of a learned study and more of a well, I just can do.
Oh,
I-
cool.
I get it from my mom. She's also the same way. I'm still learning how to control it fully.
Yeah, oh wow, that's really cool, but I have no idea. Sorcerers, maybe there's some books like, you know, autobiographies or something. They don't tend to write books, but maybe.
Maybe I want to find some.
Let's see if we can find some. I'd like to do an invest. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Where did my brother go?
What? Oh, I don't know. He was probably trying to sneak more food or something. Let's see if we can find. And Marius kind of dodges the question a little bit and is interested in the like sorcerer book question mark.
Okay.
Seem.
I'm sure he's probably
It's really fine,
maybe
right?
I hope so. He gets into a lot of trouble at times, and he's not well behaved.
Oh, you're right. Do you think we should go
Okay.
check on him? But we could also look for
No, magic. I want to
Yes,
see more
yes.
magic.
I was trying to be polite, but I really didn't want you to answer the other way.
I'm sure he'll be okay. If he gets in trouble, Mom will take care of him. I'm really excited though. I've never read about magic. I want to learn how to control my own powers. Maybe one day.
Yeah. Oh, geez, that's a natural 20.
I was gonna say, is that a crit Christ on a crack or a 30?
Gee.
What book do you find? You tell me with a 30.
Yeah, it's because I don't think sorcerers are, you know, even if one was like inclined, I don't know. I think even on a 30, maybe it's pretty difficult to find the like sorcerer's guide to studying your magic. But it's probably like a tell-all It's probably like, you know, like the what was that shithead in the second Harry Potter who made just like did story?
Lockhart.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah. So there's probably like, you know, the sorcerer, you know, I'm sure it's mostly about like the legends of the adventurers that they went on. But probably parsed within there is like, you know, there are parts of it in the book that
There's
are like,
truth
yeah.
in the
And then I
past
remember
in the church.
I was really like feeling myself, and it was just like embrace the energy, and you know, really like allow myself to be angry, truly angry, and put that out there, and then lightning. You know, there's probably something like that.
Sounds about
A lot of
right.
eggs. Lots of eggs. But with a 30, you find this
More emotional. Yeah.
It's the second part. The first part is currently not here, but it's the second part. It's functional enough. You guys can get what you need. But what's interesting is on the second part. So each of the books in the Raventree library, they have one of those little tickets in the front to, if you want to like remove them from. If you want to take the books and just read them around the house, that's one thing. Like that's fine. But family members, you can like go and like borrow some of these books and take them back to, you know, whatever your house is, and then you can bring them back here because family visits pretty frequently. But there's these tickets that you leave behind as a record, right?
Mhm.
What's interesting is as you open up this sorcerer book, there is another piece of paper shoved into where the lending ticket should be. The lending ticket is there, but there's another piece of paper kind of shoved behind it.
That's interesting. What does it say?
You pull it out, it's a signed receipt from a local solicitor, a local lawyer, who has signed and dated that as of 3 days ago, Darius Raventree has changed and modified his will.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely give Lokemos the book and but yeah, Marius's mind is already kind of going off in that direction. Does it say who rented out the first part?
Looking at who rented it out, it is currently being lent out to Usk the butler.
Usk the butler is reading about this like pretentious sorcerer. Interesting. All right, here you go. I don't know if this is helpful to you, but probably more so than wizard stuff.
Ooh.
Check it out.
Lokemos will immediately open the book and try to go through it, trying to understand.
Give me a. Is it going to be intelligence or wisdom?
Okay. Ironically, I am better at wisdom. And I'm supposed to be the smart one. Just a flat wisdom check.
Yes, please.
Okay. Hey.
Very nice. You are able to comprehend a lot of this, and you know what he's talking about. You understand how he's like channeling his magic, and he talks a lot about like having to harness his emotions to strengthen or dampen his magic with positive or negative emotions, counterbalanced by positive or negative spells. And as you're reading this, you get more and more excited. And can you make me a wisdom saving throw?
Oh boy. Whoop.
There it is.
It was coming. Oh, my horn's on
What?
the left side. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
It's cars
You
on the
just
wrong
hold on.
side.
In the middle of this, you're just like,
He finally understands reflections. Like, oh, the
Oh.
other.
Man, I'm too young to understand them.
Okay.
As he
with-
peruses over this magic book.
With that wisdom saving throw failure, you are so excited and you are so curious because in this book, in this memoir, he is talking about a spell. I need you to right now cast a first level spell that deals damage at Marius.
I think I have the
All right.
most fitting one.
Oh, boy.
No.
Ah!
Oh dear.
That kills me with my child hit points.
I think this is my weakest spell on top of that.
So, does an 11 hit Marius with no armor on?
Incredibly, somehow, no.
So, can I have Lokemos roll me the d8 anyway?
Oh, jeez.
Oh. Well,
Would you like fire or force damage?
I'll probably do fire.
So please describe how this curiosity consumes you and you shoot off this chaos bolt right at Marius, this fiery chaos bolt right at Marius's head.
So Lokemos is like reading it. He's going through the, just sitting there with it, and he's getting like excited. And with this excitement, his green magic starts building up, and he's like, I think I can do this. And
What?
He'll like put the book down, and it's like he tries to hold it in his hand, but right as he's getting his position to hold his hand, he like accidentally lets it go.
The
Oh, no.
books behind you go up. Some of the shelves catch fire.
No.
Oh, no. Try it. Uh-oh. Oh, God. Look for like a blanket or something.
He will immediately look for the closest blanket or any type of clothing, or he'll even try to stomp out the fire.
Yeah.
We're gonna leave you two trying to put out this fire in the library for just a second. And I have
Those tips were awful
Clover.
anyway.
Oh my god. They're not frosted anymore, they're just burnt.
Burnt off.
Your hair looks like baked Alaska.
Better than it did before.
It's a marked improvement.
So, Clover, can I have you make me a perception check?
Sure can.
You are keeping track of this dwarf. You're tailing him as he's moving through the house. But like as you're moving through the house, suddenly you hear footsteps behind you, even though no one's over in this part of the house. Like behind you.
I can't try to keep like my whole rest of me forward, but just turn enough to get the peripheral of whoever is behind.
You hear soft crunching, and you just hear this whispering, "Who are we stalking?"
A butler.
Butler, it's boring. What'd he do?
Well, I don't know. That's the point of us stalking him.
He had to have done something. We're just stalking someone random? Why?
Why are you following me?
I got nothing else to do. I left my brother in the library. He went back to read more books with that nerd.
But shouldn't you be keeping an eye on him? Like, isn't that what brothers and siblings do?
Trust me, if he's in the library, there's nothing he can do in there that will hurt anybody.
You got some pretty unremarkable siblings then, because my siblings could set that shit on fire, no problem.
No, he can't even conjure like a match, let alone burn anything.
Oh. Well, okay then. But yeah, we're just following that butler dude.
So Yeah, I guess that's what we're doing for a bit here.
You should go first.
You want me to go first? Why do I have to?
I mean,
go
yeah,
first?
because you snuck up on me, so that means you're better, which means you go first. That's how that works. Like, best
It
goes
was
first.
ladies first. Ladies first. Go.
I ain't no lady. Don't let the dress fool you.
Yeah, ladies don't wear hats like that. All right, I'll go first.
Kid's about to fall down some stairs and not get up.
He deserve it.
Kid is about to lose possession of his kneecaps.
This is what really happened to Lokemos' brother.
Yeah.
Clover's known the whole time. He's not here anymore.
I mean, maybe.
So, I'm going to roll this. You said your passive was 15.
Yes, perception 15. Which she obliterates with a 23.
But that's just my perception.
Damn.
Well, I rolled a 16 minus or 17 minus 1 for a stealth of 16. Dragovar, what are you up to? You were unaware that you're being tailed by 2 children.
Right. And that makes sense, because he's, of all the people that he's worried about, they're not on his list. So he just kind of keeps moving through the house and the manor. He's seeing that things are getting a lot looser. The party's sort of waning at this point, and he's trying to take advantage of that and see if he can get any crucial information, specifically starting to gravitate around the Lord of the Manor. Remind me his name. Darius.
Yes.
There we go. I took notes. Anyway, he's looking for. He's trying to get a conversation with or about Darius. He's trying to kind of zero in on something that he can take back to his benefactor. So he's just looking around, sort of checking in rooms every once in a while, kind of meandering. Whenever somebody walks by, he presents himself as the help. Just sort of falls back into the background of wherever he is and patiently awaits being told to do something. And then once they've passed, he'll continue and start looking for and listening for his preferred target.
Very nice, very nice. I do just want to pause for a second and say thank you so much for raiding in, Fish Daddy. Thanks for coming and hanging out and watching our House Divided. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome to the Tome. We are lots of TTRPG space. We're an awesome TTRPG space. Everyone has a place at the Tome. We do games almost 7 days a week now, which is fantastic. Definitely come check us out. And tonight we're running our little spooky gothic horror party episode for House Divided. We are back in time and we are seeing what happened before the house fell. And everyone in chat, you should go check out Children of Proteus. They are a beloved member of the community, and their art is amazing, and their improv is fantastic, top notch. Over on the Grouch Couch, we love Children of Proteus and everything that they do. All right, back to this. Dragovar, you walk into, you duck into a study that is marked Lord Darius. Nice little plaque outside. You kind of duck inside, and you are surprised to find the window is open, and the desk chair is facing the window. And Lord Darius is sitting in the chair. You recognize his voice immediately because he, without turning around, begins speaking as he lets the cool night air blow through onto him. Elarion, you're here. I'm glad you were able to serve the family so well for so many years.
All this buttering up, what do you want?
Elarion, you are not there.
I heard my name over there.
You, Elarion, the real Elarion, is currently reaming out a staff member for getting the differences between scapes and spring onions mixed up again.
Unacceptable. It's clear one is a shade of green, the other is a shade of yellow-green.
I'm sorry. I had a little bit of whiskey. I shouldn't have had whiskey. I'm sorry.
I knew it! Strike at a pocket that definitely does not have a whiskey flask in it. Behave yourself.
Yes, I promise. Trips over himself, runs.
Adam! Person!
Back in the office with just Dragovar and Lord Darius. I have something very important to tell you. 2 things of utmost importance. And you are not going to like either of them.
I just sit there silently without interrupting.
First is that once I tell you this secret, I will be sending you away, far away from here. You are not to return to this manor for 20 years. But I need to tell someone, and I need to understand the... After speaking with my solicitor, and understanding that I need a witness to sign this change, to understand that this is happening, I had to choose someone, and I chose to tell you. But I cannot trust that you will not leak this information to my children before the decision is revealed to them. Therefore, you must leave in the morning. Do you understand?
Yes, of course, my lord.
Good. Then, this is what I have to tell you. Once I'm done speaking this sentence, I need you to come forward, sign the paper with your name, take the envelope next to it that has the location of where you will be headed, who you will be protecting, and the money to get you there. You will be sent a yearly stipend to pay for any expenses you may have. Your job is to keep a new heir to the Raventree family safe and secure. She's a distant relative. She's very young. In fact, she was just recently born. Her name is Vesper.
As he's saying all this, he's still angled away from me, looking out the window. I'm going to attempt to sneak forward without him knowing and reach the document on the table. I'm going to try to pilfer that document without him without him knowing I'm doing it.
Give me a sleight of hand.
Yeah. Oh, Lord. Son of a bitch. All right. I'm good at this.
You don't need to sign it yet, as I've not given you the forbidden knowledge. But I appreciate your enthusiasm.
Wait, why is it -2? What am I getting a -2 from?
There shouldn't be -2. This is happening in one of the other games.
Yeah, this just happened to me. Yeah, it should have been a 10. Sorry.
And a 10 is
Something
enough
maybe?
to 10 should be enough to get through him.
Okay.
So you get the document.
I will yoink that, and very slowly, as I approached, will move my way back towards the door and let him keep speaking the whole time without interruption.
At this point, there's a knock at the door. So the real Elarion has arrived for this meeting.
Shit.
You won't believe it, my lord. Scapes and green onions again?
I as he comes through the doorway, I press myself up against the wall and hold up a tray that has nothing on it at this point, as if I was just supposed to be in there. And I don't know what I'm hoping for at this point, but we're gonna see how it plays out. I tuck the document into my lapel.
You? Aren't you supposed to be on break? And what
Am.
were you carrying this evening?
Horse Douvre.
We went over this.
Forgive me. Green scallion.
Helena, I'm going to write another one of these ones up.
Oh. My apologize, my lord. I will
Elarion,
return to the kitchen later.
Stop yelling at the help. Just have him disposed of once I'm done telling you the secret. I didn't even know he was in here. It's fine.
We shouldn't be discussing secrets among servants. Get out of here.
At once, my lord. I'll scurry my ass out as fast as I can.
Elarion, I've made a very difficult decision. I've decided who my successor is going to be and who I'm leaving the estate to.
So it has come to this.
Yes. Both Kryn and Elseth have been preparing for this their entire lives, and they both have made themselves into perfect specimens to take over the Raventree name.
Done a fine job, my lord.
What does it all matter anymore without her? I've let this family crumble.
But if we continue with your plans, then your legacy will continue for many generations.
Tell me, who would you choose?
You honor me, but I could pick either of them. They are both fine heirs, but if you were to ask me who would ensure an enduring legacy for the Raventrees, then you'll forgive my candor, but Kryn is far more ready to enter the role.
That is honorable, noble, and exactly why I'm sending you away.
Oh. Away, right.
You may think of this as a punishment, but I hope that one day you will see that I am protecting you, just like I am protecting them. And he turns around in his chair, tears in his eyes. I'm leaving the estate to Usk, and he will take care of Ada and her 2 boys.
When do I leave?
In the envelope, just sign the contract, and you may leave in the morning after the ceremony. I'm very sorry, Elarion.
I understand, and I will, of course, continue to serve for as long as I draw breath. But it appears my eyesight is failing me. Is there an envelope on your desk I am supposed to be seeing here?
There's an envelope that has the location of your assignment, your new assignment with some money in it. There is no contract, though.
I will indeed take this assignment with full duties and honor and go.
Remember, you are to tell no one.
Right, then I should leave an hour past midnight. With the changing of things when no one will notice.
There's a brisk knock at the door as Usk himself comes in. My lord, the library is on fire.
What?
What do you mean the library is on fire? And Lord Darius stands up and kind of gives you a nod and rushes out the door.
I'm going too!
The good news is you guys have gotten the fire contained to 1 shelf.
Okay.
Oh my god. Mom's going to kill me. She's going to kill me. She's going to kill me.
No, it's okay.
Oh, no.
Help me with this shelf. We gotta just isolate this from the rest of the house. I'm so freaking weak.
I don't know what to do.
Just the books that are close to it. Just get them away. Get them away. Oh God! Actually, you know what? We should get away. Why don't we should get out. I found this. I found something cool, and I show him the receipt for the lawyer, the solicitor. Check it out. A will got notarized. We could go investigate that and not be here.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
All right. Just hoof it for the door.
So Clover, while you were waiting for Therian to sneak up ahead of you, you knew something was up, right? Your little gnomey spider senses were tingling. And you're like, I gotta get back to the library.
I definitely go, Syrian, get back to the library. Yeah, no, you should really get back to the library. It's super important. Don't you worry about anything. I got this. I'll let you know what happened. Because there's no way I'm going anywhere near that library because I smell that fire and I'm getting the fuck out of this building before someone tries to blame it on me.
Yep. There.
Therian runs off, and right as you two leave the library, Therian gets there, and he's like, What? Why did you try to kill my brother and set the library on fire?
What? I'm not a vampire arsonist. What is wrong with you? What's your problem, man?
Just the fire behind you. That is arson.
Therian.
Do you see my head? I didn't do this.
You nut now. What?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna throw him under the carriage, but I mean, he just said he did magic, and I have a head on fire.
Why do you? Mom's gonna kill us.
Not if she doesn't know it was us.
How is she not gonna know it was us?
Because we're gonna leave.
Yes.
He said as we're screaming at each other.
I like that plan. Let's leave. And you guys scuttle around the corner right as the Elarion and Darius and the butler come around the corner.
So
Children,
how much
get out of
did
here!
you
There's a
guys hear?
fire!
Not much. All right. Yep. Yes, sir.
Sir, I don't have water
Scoop
magic,
back.
but I will throw myself at the fire.
That's not. Stop.
Is that?
You do not need to throw yourself at the fire. Go rouse the staff and let them know that we need buckets of water now. I will ask, can you handle this? Yes, right away, sir.
We'll try and slip away because it seems like the lord of the house, Grandpa, is, maybe not quite as. He seems a little more observant. Like, just stay out of his line of sight.
Usk's got it.
Bye.
Can I have Lokemos and Marius make stealth checks against both the butler and Darius?
I've never wanted to fail a skill check. Oh, I don't even have that high a mod.
All right. Yeah, you guys slip away as there's a little bit of a crowd outside the library that have come out of the ballroom, noticing that there's a large fire in it.
As we leave, Marius feels a little guilty. Goes and check. We'll take a double take back. Is someone else taking the blame for this?
As of yet, no. People are just trying to stop the fire.
Okay.
I cast magic.
So-
I cast magic. I can't tell Mom, but she would be so excited.
Yeah. Hey, good job, man.
I've never done that before.
That was your first
I
time.
should have taken the book.
That was you?
Oh. Hey.
Hello.
I know I blend in with the wallpaper and all, but hi.
How's it? What's up,
yes.
Lure? Obviously kicks Lokemos in the does the don't tell her.
We should probably go outside where they can't immediately find y'all in the hallway.
Or he takes out the thing again. It's like, check it out. Somebody's getting cut out of the well. Isn't that great?
We should definitely not be in the hallway then.
Yeah, we should go up to his study.
Well, yeah. I cast magic.
I was following a butler.
Wait, did you just come from? Okay, okay, yeah, let's get outside.
Marius, can I have you? You have that investigation ability. Can I have you? I forget exactly how it works. This isn't quite your first case, but can I have you activate that power for me?
Yeah, maybe it's the first inkling. Yes, pursue a lead. I gotta
Give
my dog
me
chasing cars.
Give me an investigation check
Okay.
with advantage.
Sounds good. 22.
The bookshelf that held the sorcerer books that was behind your head when Lokemos fired off his firebolt caught significantly faster than a bolt of that size and books of that age should have.
Oh. I point that out.
Like booking it out of the mansion.
No, I stop. I straight up just wait, hold on a sec.
What? I thought we were leaving.
Hey, it's a fire. Is this sabotage or something else was supposed to happen?
No, you were there. I casted magic.
No, it's not that. Touch his own scalp for width of the flame bolt. It's equations happening in the background behind his head. He's like, shouldn't have caught that fast. The surface area of the tech, those pages, they're old. It's a tragedy what happened to them, but they should have just, but to actually like catch a blaze like that. Is there something? Maybe there was something that was sensitive to fire. Something flammable was. Maybe someone's planning to burn down the manor.
Do you think it has something to do with that receipt?
Could be. Ooh. Well, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'm thinking about it, and it shouldn't have gone up that quickly. So,
So
either
out
one of the
front
books is maybe one of the magic books is an explodey book, or maybe there's something else going on.
Those
Yes, sure, but hang on.
Clover's like
Ooh.
running backwards with her tiny little feet at this point, like, so backwards, we should leave.
Clover, there's a mystery. Don't you want to know?
Fire.
Okay,
That was
hang on.
all right.
Yeah, well, the match or the inciting incident, yeah, but not
Raventrees. They're not gonna
Something
believe
else.
us.
Oh, right. Yeah, good point. Sorry, I got caught up. I just want to know.
And my mom works here, and I don't want her to lose her job.
Marius is going to just like take he probably has like some sort of douchey napkin thing in like his new outfit. What is that? The pocket square?
Yeah.
That was actually looks like. But the like froofy royalty version of those. And just like wipe it on a nearby like door frame or something. If there's other books around or a painting or something like that. He just wants to get a sample. If someone's doused this mansion in something, getting it ready to burn, he wants to see if he can just get something of that as we book it out of here.
So you wipe. You don't know if anything's there yet, but you get that swipe and
Get the
you
sample.
head out
Yeah.
the door. Yep.
Yep.
All right, you three get to safety. 4, Asterian's with you. You guys all get to safety. And there is no residue that is flammable on your napkin. So it looks like whatever this was would be localized to the library, maybe, or just that bookshelf. You're not sure. But while that is going on and you guys are outside kind of in the evening air, the fire is contained. Usk and the servants beautifully kind of maintain it, get it taken care of. They put it out with the help of Elarion. Nobody panics. You kind of keep everybody in the ballroom and under control until the fire is taken care of. They can't seem to find a cause of the fire. Usk and you, Elarion, go over it, and it just seems like it was a freak accident. You remember seeing some kids running out of the library, but you're not exactly sure who. At the mention of children, both Ada and Clover, your dad, look horrified and angry, and y'all are getting yelled at later. Marius, your dad too. You kids are getting yelled at regardless. They don't know it was you, but they don't know it wasn't you either.
Wasn't me.
But that will kind of be the end of that section of the evening. We have one more task tonight before we end. And that is going to be a few hours later, just before midnight. It is, the partygoers have all left, the public, the nobles, leaving you all and your family members, as well as the family members of the Raventrees as well. You're all here. You all, in some way or another, knew Yolanda, and you have come and gathered at the heart of the grounds. There is a spot between the rose gardens and the shade of some cypress trees. A beautiful, ornate fountain. Yolanda's fountain. There's a low circular basin. It's made out of limestone, and it has a large lantern, golden, in the center that always has a candle burning on top of a kind of marble column that the fountain waters come out of. It's very usually that fountain is running year round, but today, during the memorial celebration, the fountain is turned off and the waters are allowed to be stagnant. And without any fanfare or music, slowly you all make your way in procession from the back door of the estate to the fountain. There's only the soft rustle of leaves. Very occasionally one of you murmuring. Maybe it's Darian asking Ada what's going on and being given the mom look. Darius, Kryn, Elseth, all of your family members, Clover, your dad and your mom are here. Elarion, your entire guard is here. There are no watches during this time. And perhaps off in the distance, Dragovar is watching. Or maybe he's still there. The servants are here as well. All of the staff are here as well, so I'll leave that up to you.
Dragovar would have, after attaining the contract and seeing the fire that has drawn the attention of everyone, he will have used that to make a escape into the fringes on the outskirts of the party. He'll linger for an hour or two after, just to see what becomes of these people, more as a matter of personal curiosity than professional one.
Dragovar, you watch as each and every family member and their relatives, one by one, they each carry a white flower of some kind. Some of them are made out of paper, particularly those of the children. Ada has prepared beautiful origami flowers for you, Lokemos and Elarion. You get one together. And one by one, they approach the basin. They kneel. They whisper. And then they place their white bloom into the fountain to join the many other flowers that are there, lying still in the pool. And so, the entire affair is very quiet. Nobody talks above a whisper. And I'm interested. Marius, I think you would be first, since you're an actual member of the family. What do you whisper to Yolanda?
I think Marius, it's hard for him to, he's still focused on the mysteries. I think there's clearly something going on that the adults don't want to talk about. And the more that he sort of finds himself butting up against those edges, the less and less comfortable he gets. So he's starting to, it's probably the first time really that he's like really starting to question his own family. And maybe that the legacy may be more sinister than he thought. There's so many unanswered questions. So he thinks about her, and then there's a question of whatever's going on. Were you in it? Were you involved? Or is this all happening because you were gone? Or did you make this place better and it's festering without you? He thinks and just says, I want to know you. Still do. But what he remembers of her, I don't think he's quite reached the level of emotional maturity where he can be like, I can appreciate you for what you were in our relationship, whatever else you might have been. I think at this point in his life, it's murky. He struggles as he says those words. Doesn't quite know the motivation behind it.
It's hard. But you place your flower in the basin with the rest and head back to the crowd. Elarion, you're next. What do you whisper to your former employer, knowing that this is within the hour you'll be gone?
Bending down, Elarion offers a beautiful lily that he's kept preserved and thankfully didn't catch fire earlier. As he plucks it and throws the bloom into the waters and whispers, I'll always miss you. Never known love or duty like that. I hope he finds you someday. Continue to serve you, my lady, even after you've gone. Protecting your traditions, putting that one fork on the right. But I must serve away now, and no one will come back here. Farewell.
Clover, you are the last of your family. Your mom and your dad go, and then you're there. You kind of all go at the same time. Do you whisper anything? You did not know or ever meet Yolanda.
I think I just whisper that we take care of her blooms for her and that the ones that we've squirreled away are still taken care of safely.
Very nice. You add some nice blooms that you and your family maybe unknown to the rest of the family, taking clippings of to grow back in your garden. Lokemos, your mom and your brother kind of too dense to really say anything. Your mom is really confused by this whole thing and seems really uncomfortable even being here, but she kind of has the three of you go forward. She has a flower and then she's made one for you boys to give together. Do you say anything?
Lokemos would be. He'd look up at his mom first, and then see like how she's feeling at the time, but he won't say anything. He's very confused. He doesn't know, he's not exactly sure what's going on, and he's trying to control his emotional states. He's still a little bit running on that high of being able to cast magic.
You just hear your mom say, "Please help us. I'm so confused. I didn't mean for any of this."
He's gonna look up at her and then look over at his brother. And is everything all right, Mom?
Shh. We can talk about this later.
He'll nod.
And then you three recede. The rest of the family finishes, the staff, what have you. And Darius is the last. He carries no flower. But he carries a vial of rainwater that has been collected from the eaves of the house. He pours it into the fountain with shaking hands. And he speaks the only words that you've all heard in a while. She gave us laughter. Without her, there is silence. And with a thump, the fountain turns back on, stirring up the lilies, the daisies. And without another word, the family retreats back to the manor to get some sleep. That is where we are going to end our story for the evening. I hope you all had a fantastic time tonight. This was a lot of fun. I enjoyed going back in time to see what happened to the Raventrees before they fell. I had a fantastic time. This cast is absolutely stellar. Fantastic. I love all of you. We're just going to do a quick outro here and give everybody one more chance to shout themselves out. I guess we'll start with Sam over here.
Oh, hi. I remember not to talk with my hands and push to talk. Yes, that's me. Hi, I'm Sam. I'm an indigenous storyteller over here on the Tome. You can catch us starting up our new Daggerheart campaign on Friday. I'm very excited to enter into the Age of Reversal, where we will be in our homebrew world of Orencia, exploring a new age that was left to us. It's got a full cast of 6 folks, and I'm looking very much forward to getting that started. I believe Loki has some really cool stuff to share.
Yes, hello, I am Irving or Loki. I am creating a comic book that you can find on Facebook, www.facebook.com/blackdragons7592. If you scroll on over there now, you can see a little bit of a preview of what is to come. And I'm gonna give it up to Amy.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Amy. I play Clover, Honeyroot, and Whisker Biscuit, who you'll meet next time. But I am right here on Twitch as Dancing Gnome. I'm here on Saturday and Sundays, mostly in the morning, as a morning little show. So if you want to grab your coffee and come wake up with me, join me over there. Otherwise, I'm going to help produce a lot of the stuff that my husband does. Trey?
I'm the husband that does. I am Trey. I play Dragovar, and I can be found on Blue Muse Creations on Instagram. I have my hands in a bunch of different projects, and all of them will come through that avenue. So if you're interested in some tabletop projects, digital or otherwise, come check us out. We will be happy to show off what we have coming up. Alex.
Damn, these segues were so good. Hi, I'm Alex. Thanks for watching. You can find me here and on the Tome, and on Kickstarter soon with Banners and Blades cinematic mass combat. And I believe that's all. I'll give it back to you, Link.
Thank you so much. We have a ton of things happening at the Tome. We have, I want to get another Daggerheart game going. One that isn't set in Orencia.
Yeah.
We have our pirate campaign, Signs on the Water. That's on Mondays, every other Monday. That has some room open if you're interested in that. What else do we have going on this weekend? We have Old Gods of Appalachia. That's the Cypher system. If you want to come watch some modern day, I say it's like right before the 1920s. They're in Pennsylvania right now. They're running all over the place. And then on Sunday we have Toad House Blues, which is the homebrew Mario campaign where we play Paper Mario characters. They are almost done with their Mario Kart arc, and they are running after this evil capitalist Babam named La Bamba. Tons of fun. Always fun things going on at the Tome. Definitely come and check out our Discord. Check out all these fun people down here and all the fun things they have going on. But other than that, I think Sam's going to find us someone to raid out here too. So I will leave you all for the night. I hope you all have a good night. I hope you all have a nice week as well. It is getting hot out there. Please stay safe, everyone, especially if you are in the States. I know they are going through a giant heat wave right now. So please stay inside. Do not touch grass and stay safe for the next few days. I love you all.
Bye.
Idea.
Bye.